Former Indiana University basketball coach Bobby Knight is here. Well, Coach, nice to see you. I've already given the coach trouble backstage because Indiana beat Wisconsin just too many times. But anyway, I'm delighted to talk to the coach. Coach, why are you a Trump supporter?
Because I think, you know, I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. And I've always voted because I think that voting is a special thing that we have in this country that isn't in a lot of different countries. But I've always voted for the person that I thought was the best for the job. And there's no question in my mind that the man sitting between the two of us is far and away the best person to lead America back where we all want to be led, and that's the guy that can do it right here.
Oh, thank you, Coach.
So, who contacted who? Donald, did you contact Coach or Coach contact you?
I'll tell you, it was a funny story. Now, I've been a fan for many years, but I didn't know Bobby.
You and the whole state.
The whole country, not the state, it was everybody. But I get a call about a year ago from Bobby. He said, if you run for office, I'm endorsing you. And I hadn't even really decided at that point whether I was going to run. But he just called up. And I said, you know what, Coach? Do me a favor. First, I had to make sure it was really him. I said, Bobby Knight. That was like a big deal for me. But I said, would you do me a favor? Give me your number. And, you know, let's see what happens. And I'll call you back. And about a week ago, I said, hey, we're going to Indiana. And we all love Indiana, but who's more Mr. Indiana? Who's done more for Indiana? I mean, look at all the championships. And the beauty is, it's not even that. He's an unbelievable leader. He's tough, he's smart, and he knows how to win. Because we don't win anymore, Bobby. We were saying before, they don't win anymore. And I said, hey, and I called the number. He picked up. Yeah. I said, Coach, it's Trump. Do you still want to endorse me? He said, absolutely. I've been waiting for your call. So anyway, so it was...
That to me is a little indication of the kind of man we're talking to right here. And he's absolutely right in how things worked with me having a friend call him and get a chance to talk to him. And I kind of said, well, you know, I hope that works out because I would really like to be in a position where I can be of some help to him. Not really thinking, well, I'll tell you, on the exact day that he told me he would call me, about 2 or 3 months later, that morning at 7 o'clock, he called me to ask me if I was ready to go. Now, I think that most people in his status would have forgotten about that a long time ago. But let me tell you, when he tells you he's going to do something, and when he's on the side of what has to be done, he never ever forgets what he's doing. I'll tell you that right now. And what he's doing, best man there is for the development of the United States.
Coach, we have a question from a member of the audience. Forrest, who is part of the greatest generation, served in World War II, has a question for Donald Trump. And Forrest, thank you. Thank you.
As an Indiana University graduate and a World War II vet, I have a tremendous respect for the General, Bobby Knight. And Mr. Trump, how would you compare your successful career in philosophy with Coach Knight?
Well, it's actually a great question. I just love his philosophy. I mean, we're in a different world, and he was in the world of sports, and nobody did better. And you know, one of the great things about Bobby that a lot of people don't know is he really trained a lot of great coaches, some of the best, like you look at Duke, and you look at so many of the different places where they have the great coaches, they were trained and they worked with Bobby. But Bobby was, you know, his field, a tremendous leader, and what he's done is phenomenal. So I'd like to put myself in a category even close to Bobby as far as that. You talk about the word leadership, that's leadership. Thank you.
That was very nice of you to say that. I appreciate it. But let me say another thing about Mr. Trump. And I think we're a little bit alike in that regard. If we're involved in something where we want to win, and particularly something that's necessary, if there's something out there where we need to win, we're going to try and beat your ass every time we can.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for joining us. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.